What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I have another timetable video for you guys. I just bought another big set of timetables. I have a total of about 11 in this video. I unboxed 3 of them in Massive Unboxing number 14, so feel free to go check out that video if you want to see me unboxing those. But recently I did get another set of these timetables. I ordered 8 more from the DKO guy on eBay. Great eBay store. He's got a lot of timetables and has been on eBay for quite a while from what I understand. So if you're looking for airline timetables, I'd highly recommend him. So go ahead and let's get started. So our first timetables that we have here, these are the 3 that I got in the Massive Unboxing. Putting off the other stuff to the side, but I'll go ahead and show them all here. So the first timetable we have up on top is this United Airlines and United Express Shuttle by United System timetable from June and July of 1996. And then next to that, we have a TWA timetable from June 15th of 1996, and also a USAir timetable that goes in effect on the same date. Was thinking about getting this for retro FSD, but unfortunately no Sioux Falls stuff was listed in here, but still good to have nonetheless, as I may start a more general timetable collection. Next up, we got a couple of timetables in here. We got 3 bags in total. Here is one of them. I would flip to the other side, but somebody's address is on there. I'm not sure if that address is still valid, especially the person that would live there, so I'm not going to show that part. Then we have another couple timetables in here. Looks like I got about 3 of them in total. A couple TWA, and actually all of them in here are TWA, as you can tell. And then here is the third bag. We got a United and a USAir timetable in this one, I believe. So just take a look again. Yep, they're all USAir and United. Go ahead and take a look at these individually, and we'll go ahead and get things started. Alright folks, we're going to go ahead and get started with the timetable video here. So we've got a total of 11 timetables, like I said. I'll go and start off with these first 3 right over here. So I'll go ahead and start with the United Airlines system timetable, effective June 6th to July 8th of 1996. So pretty cool layout in here, as you got a little 24-hour clock decal right there. But I'll go ahead and flip over to the front page first. United News, the only one, daily nonstop Chicago to Dusseldorf service begins June 6th. So there's their announcement on that. And then fly between Brazil and Miami on the new Boeing 777. So this was made in 96, and I think it was like 95 they took delivery of their first 777s. And then there's the United logo. And because, well, there's actually one from 94 I will be getting to. I'll talk more about the United logo in a little bit. Your table of contents stuff, typical details right here, nothing too fancy here. This is pretty standard stuff if you have plenty of experience with timetables. And then right here, use your PC to gain control over 500 airlines, 30,000 hotels, and 50 rental car companies, and will give you 500 free bonus miles every time. So an advertisement for their United connection. Call that number right there, which is probably no longer in service. I would not recommend calling phone numbers like that because they're probably not even in service anymore, and if they are, it's probably a completely different company that operates it. Got a calendar right over here, some general passenger information page. And again, feel free to skip back to certain parts of the video if you want to pause it and read through certain parts. I may not show the entire page, so if I don't do that, I do apologize. Let me try to scan them all. But the problem is, these timetables are so thick. I mean, like, look at this. That's so many pages for me to go through. You got their city list right here, and then of course we have the timetable stuff. And because I'm from Sioux Falls, I will flip to those sections. Now, these timetables are pretty easily available on eBay, so if you're looking for some of these, you can always get them on eBay if you always want to see like a specific city. I may try to do like a live stream in the future where I'll go through these timetables and I'll kind of show you guys like what you guys got for like flight numbers and even flight itineraries based off, you know, what airline had them on there. So just trying to flip to Sioux Falls here in alphabetical order as they list them. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and find the Chicago and Denver stuff because that's the stuff I'm most interested in. I have looked through this already. So take a look here. This is the second section, and look at all the Chicago stuff. Not all of these are direct flights, though. There's some connecting stuff and also some United Express, as you can tell by the 5900 flight numbers. And then here's some Denver stuff down here as well. Pretty much all but one of them are direct flights. You can see one of them connecting. Looks to be on a United Express service by that 5900 flight number. And just checking to see if there's any other significant services, and just see a whole bunch of C's. So the C means that it's a connecting flight, so you'd have to stop somewhere, either transfer onto another plane. Okay, another thing too that I do want to show as well, United Express did fly to the small town of Spencer, Iowa, which if I can find it here, there it is right there. So you see the 2 flight numbers right there, looks to be 5801 and 5807. You can see there the little zeros there, so that would be a direct flight. So that was on United Express on the Beechcraft or the Embraer 120 at this point. So hopefully I'm able to find one of those from like Shapeways, and I can perhaps do a custom of one of those. And yeah, that's pretty much it in here. And then of course you have like the flight itineraries here in the back. You see sorted by flight number, and then just lists the routing and then what aircraft it's operated on. So, and then also just some seat maps, so for all their aircraft, and then some advertisements here on the back. Let's flip back another page. You can see right here you got a fine gentleman there on the front, and this is their United Connoisseur class, comfy and cozy to the ends of the world. So something like their first class product or something. Shop around the world duty-free. Save up to 50% off local retail on the finest gifts. Duty-free shopping is available on board most international flights. Look for your duty-free catalog in the seat pocket on your next international flight. And then the corridors of power just got bigger. The remarkable United 777, and look at that, the beautiful battleship grade livery just shining through there on the nose. And then right here, we're about to give airplane coffee a good name. So a little partnership there with Starbucks. And then this is a in-flight currency little pamphlet there. So they probably just send that into the airline. And then this is kind of unique to me, was the McDonald's advertisement. Cheeseburger at 35,000 feet. McDonald's Friendly Skies Meals for Kids. And a little bit of a stamp right there, but it looks like that's an address of some sort, maybe sent to somebody there in Cleveland. But it is titled United Airlines, so I'm thinking that somebody probably wanted it. Okay, I don't have much space up here, so I'm going to have to try and work something out so I can continue to use this little setup here. But let's move on to the USAir timetable from June 15th of 96. I did show the route map in here, and I'll just kind of show that again first, but you can see there, no Sioux Falls service, unfortunately, so they did discontinue it sometime in around 94, 95, somewhere around there. I think 95 is when they discontinued it. I'll have to find a USAir timetable from that specific year. Now you got nothing to lose, announcing USAir electronic ticketing. So back when the whole digital stuff was starting to become more of a thing. And then here's their table of contents for this system timetable, along with a little calendar there for the 3-month period or so that the timetable's in effect for. And then yeah, that's kind of it right here. Passenger information, and outside of that, you just kind of jump straight into the timetables, and it looks like the camera here is losing its mind right now. Okay, so with that little mishap out of the way, let's go ahead and I'll just kind of flip to a random city. Let's do like Fort Myers, for instance, so you can kind of see there the various flight numbers and all the connecting services and to where you can go. Just kind of all the fun little details in here. So yeah, kind of basic timetable stuff, nothing unusual here. Ooh, Washington, D.C., home of the USAir Arena. So kind of interesting right there. I'll do a little research whilst I'm editing. I'll go and pop up some info on your screen right now as to, you know, what the tenants were, who was there at the USAir Arena, and if it's still there. Because I don't know too much about it off the top of my head. And then heading towards the back of the timetable, we got, there's a package for you at the gate. USAir Vacation. So their vacation packages that they had. Free tickets fast, so it looks like you can get 2,000 first flight bonus miles, and enrolling is easy and it's free. USAir Frequent Traveler Program. Let's flip that over here. USAir is now arriving at your terminal, and there it is, www.usair.com. I imagine they've changed it to usairways.com, and I think now if you try typing that in, it will redirect to American Airlines' website. They got some little stamps on here. You got Munich, Rome, and Madrid. USAir announces another foreign policy initiative, introducing nonstops to Munich, Madrid, and Rome from Philadelphia. USAir's foreign policy covers new ground with nonstops from Philadelphia to Munich, Madrid, and Rome. These flights are in addition to our current service to Frankfurt and Paris Charles de Gaulle. We fly spacious Boeing 767s, offer international business class, and provide free worldwide travel through the USAir Frequent Traveler Program. So make it your policy to fly to Europe with us. So there's a little fun little detail there. And then also another fun little detail on the back is this Coca-Cola advertisement. Always Coca-Cola. So I guess they had some sort of little partnership. So I imagine they probably sold Coke products on board their planes. That's if I had to guess. And then we have our next timetable here, the TWA one from June 15th of 96. Same date that the USAir one went into effect, so they must have had a little standardized thing of when airlines issue timetables. You see there their little worldwide timetable, and this little symbol right here, transatlantic service, 50 years, so their golden anniversary of serving transatlantic services. Now serving Toronto, and a beautiful 747 there at the bottom, introducing Transworld Express service, or including Transworld Express service, I should say, and then there's some phone numbers for reservations, which again, probably not even active. The Smithsonian, 150 years packed into one magnificent celebration. So some fun little details there. And also some old logos there. The old Intel logo, the old Discover logo, and the MCI logo right there. Table of contents as to be expected. No other, nothing too unusual here. Yeah, just all a bunch of wordies, so we don't really care about that. Transworld Express routes, you can see them there. They actually flew to Sioux City, but not to Sioux Falls because we had the main line. And then if I flip back another page, there is a full, not necessarily a route map, but more of a destination map than anything. So you can see there Mexico and the Caribbean, and then you have the US and a little bit of Canada as well. And also here's their European stuff, and you can see Sioux Falls there. Crowd center in the middle of the route map. And just kind of flipping back through here, you can see the new TWA service, 2 round trips between St. Louis and Toronto, Canada, daily round trip between St. Louis and Paris, round trip between New York and Las Vegas, and 2 round trips between Kansas City and Washington, D.C. And then you see some additional nonstop flights there. Feel free to pause that. And then here's some more as well. Service begins June 21st, so just 6 days after this timetable was issued. And then we go into the fun little timetable stuff. So again, this is kind of how they have everything set up. Pretty standard stuff, nothing too unusual here. And if I go ahead and flip back to Sioux Falls, I'm just going to do this off camera so it's a little easier on my arms because I have to reach around the tripod to kind of get everything into position so I can show you guys what I'm trying to do here on the timetables. But here we go. So let's go ahead and check out the St. Louis stuff, which is right up here somewhere. I can never find it off the top of my head. There you see it right there, the 3 daily services, 212, 582, and 568. So those would all be on DC-9s as indicated back here by the flight itineraries, which I'll just kind of show one of them here. I think 212 was the one of the ones that I do remember saying, so let me find it here. You see there's your 204s, all the ND-80s and stuff, and then to flip back here, 212 is indeed a DC-9. So D9S there for a shorter DC-9, the DC-930. And otherwise, everything else is pretty much the same thing. There's some Trans-State Airlines ones as well, the 7000 series, which we'll go ahead and show. Well, let me flip back to that page, and there you go. So there's all your Trans-States Airlines services, which obviously we didn't get. TWA, next flight out pack, so you can see some little advertisement there with a small package service. And then some route maps in here, 433 seats on a 741 and a 435 on a 742. I mean, that looks just about as cramped as some of the current planes do, but nice 254 on an L1011, and obviously all your other details. I'm not going to go through all of them. And then just some other general information. I'll kind of flip back a couple pages and kind of skip through. But yeah, everything else here you can see route map, or not route map, a terminal map for the St. Louis airport and also for JFK. Looks like they actually took over the National Sundrome. That used to be the terminal for National Airlines, which was bought out by Pan Am in 1980, and then this was eventually taken over not long after and has since been demolished. So obviously the original TWA Flight Center terminals have been demolished, but the main head building is still there and is now part of the TWA Hotel, which I stayed at in June 2019. I made a couple plane spotting videos out of that. Feel free to go check those out on my channel. One of them is actually the most viewed video on this channel, with like over 30,000 views, which is quite impressive. And then here's the Lambert International Airport terminal map. So you can see everything there along with where TW Express is at. All your fun little details. Welcome to Transworld 1. So this is what I would assume to be their first class product on their planes, which mostly on like their international and maybe some transcon services. If your career plans are up in the air, call TWA, their Transworld Travel Academy. So some fun little details there. Simple things you can do to earn extra frequent flyer miles. You can see some of the fun stuff there. Charge something, stay at a hotel, rent a car, make a phone call, and fly someplace. And then there's your TWA logo there, the newer one. And then the TWA Vacation, a getaway vacation planner. So close your eyes, place a finger on a page. So let me do that real quick here. I put my finger on, this is Cairo, Egypt. That's kind of interesting. And then use the finger then to dial 1-800-GETAWAY, which I'm obviously not going to do because that number is probably not in service anymore. And you can see there, looks like their credit card service right there. Earn free travel with the TWA MasterCard and Visa cards. So you can see the MasterCard one there and also the Visa. Miles above the rest. So All right, that's all the 3 timetables that we have there, and now we'll move on to the new set of timetables right here that came in just a few days ago. They actually arrived in on, I believe, Tuesday, but obviously I couldn't get them because I was in college, so I just come back not too long ago, and I'm now filming this video for you guys. So let's go ahead and get things started. We'll set these timetables off to the side here. Got a lot of interesting ones in there, and some cool information I found in one of them too, so I'll be excited to show you guys that in a little later on in the video. But first up, we have the USAir timetable from January 5th of 1994. USAir begins with U, includes USAir Express, USAir Shuttle, and selected British Airways flights. So they had a little code share agreement going on there. Free tickets fast. You can see some information there on how to get some cool tickets as part of their frequent traveler program. And then here's the system timetable information. Table of contents, important numbers to call in case you have any questions or anything like that. And I'll just go ahead and find Sioux Falls, which I'll actually show the route map because it is at the back. Happy to report that Sioux Falls is indeed on this route map. You can see it there with the little blue triangle, which, as you can tell down here in the key, this is indicated that it is a USAir Express service. So this is where USAir Express operates to. The closest mainline USAir service would be Minneapolis, obviously, because they got just about everything. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and flip over to the Sioux Falls stuff because I kind of show that. Because I did have a couple of flights from what I recall, and I did find it rather quickly, actually, so you can see it right there. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Central Standard Time. And then Sioux City is what I know for sure was operated on this. Actually kind of over here somewhere. There it is right there. So you can see the little E there ahead of the flight number. That does indicate that it is a USAir Express service, which we kind of already knew. And yeah, so that's basically it right there with the 3 daily stuff, 56, 33, 43, and 41, which unfortunately I don't think shows flight itineraries. I think I tried looking through here, I didn't find anything. Well, actually, yeah, there is flight itineraries, but unfortunately it doesn't show aircraft information. So I guess they weren't that cool enough to do it. But it is nice that we do have that information. So here's just kind of a sample page that I have right here. Flip to the back again, we got some cool advertisements. I always like to look through those because they're kind of cool to look at. Now you can visit 339 cities worldwide and check in only once. USAir, flying the world together with British Airways. And you got the Florida. So cool stuff right there. Some fun stuff going on there. A little R&R is just around the corner. USAir. USAir begins with U. And then we'll flip up to the next page here, just make sure I didn't skip any pages. We've added more aisle seats. If you look to the right, you'll see a powder white beach drenched in sunshine, towering palm trees fanning the balmy breeze, and aquamarine water melting into a periwinkle sky. On your left, ditto. USAir vacations and some airport code information. Always fun stuff to look through if you're looking to memorize airport codes, if you're studying for something. And then just some information. It looks like phone numbers for different cities. There's a package for you at the gate, USAir vacation packages, and then again there's the route map. USAir takes the overnight out of overnight deliveries, so just some stuff there on their PDQ services, it looks like. And on the back you just got everything where they list all their destinations, including Sioux Falls, which is right there at the center of your screen. The USAir Frequent Traveler Program lets you earn miles to more places in the world than any other airline. Moving on to the next timetable, we got a United Airlines one from February and April of 1994, so that does mean after I do my 1996 retro FSD update, I will do a 94 one, may do 95 later on. Front cover, back cover, that about covers it. And then there's the United logo, which the Battleship Gray livery was introduced around 94. So by this point, they had switched out their logo to this one now for the Battleship Gray era. I'll have to try to find a 93 timetable that has a similar layout because, as you can see here, it does have a map of the world, and all the little dots indicate their destinations and stuff. So there is one variation I saw that it had the old United Airlines logo. Worldwide service painted under there, or printed on there, rather. And then you can see there some table of contents, general information, nothing too exciting. And here's a destination map. So no route map because, I mean, just look at this stuff. It gets crowded here. The city names have to be put vertical to the to how you normally read text. So kind of interesting stuff right there. And then some general passenger information here. All your little fun details there regarding general passenger information. Yeah, so then there's some minimum connecting times at the various major United airports that they have, and some coding and decoding, so this is just airport code stuff on that next page. And then as we continue on, we'll find more of those, and then the timetable stuff begins. So I did look through the timetables, and I did see all the flights that we had were on 737, so I won't go through that process again, but I'll just go and show the Sioux Falls stuff again, just for fun, because it's always fun to look through that. So give me a moment as I continue to sweep through the timetable. And here we are. So there is the timetable, and just find Chicago, which is down here at the bottom, and you can see there is the flight numbers that we have, and then also for Denver, which is just right over here. So yeah, just kind of some fun stuff there, and we'll flip to the back. You can see all their flight routing, aircraft, and service, their flight itinerary pages back over here. And I'll just kind of flip to the back of those because there's always some fun advertisements. And again, seat maps on the back here. And we do have vacation. It's nice when you can stretch out and relax, isn't it? For restful getaways that are right on the money all around the world, see your travel agent or call that number, United Vacations. And they got all the various destinations and whatnot, including the Orient, which is still around, I guess. Some cargo information, telephone numbers, destinations with refrigeration. So if you're looking to ship something that requires refrigeration, and you can see container specifications. This might be quite fascinating to some people. And then cargo specifications, you can see there, they're larger planes that operate with cargo. How to use the body to relax the mind, the connoisseur class. I'm probably not saying that right, so I do apologize. But it definitely looks like a fancy seat right there. Pretty similar to the first class stuff, but a nice little footrest right there. You don't see that on too many airlines anymore. And then just some stuff right there. And then turn this over, you see some more in-flight currency stuff, just like the 96 timetable. On the back, it looks like you see an impressive alliance, which is, you can see up here, just a little advertisement. United and Emirates now offer joint service to the Golden Sands of the United Arab Emirates with one-stop check-in and coordinated schedules, flying United to London and connect on Emirates to fly to Dubai, all with 3 classes of superb service and the opportunity to earn and redeem mileage plus miles. United and Emirates, leaving a new mark on air travel, and there it is right there. The Emirates and the United logo in the sand, and what's cool is that you have the old Emirates logo under here, along with that United logo. And now we got some TWA timetables to boot. First up, we have a TWA one from June 1st of 2000. I chose this because it has a lovely 717 on it. TWA introduces the all-new Boeing 717, building one of the youngest, most efficient fleets in the industry. And some phone numbers for reservations again, just on the back. If you need to be on time, fly the #1 ranked on-time airline. We've taken our performance to the top of the industry. Now, where can we take you? Book your tickets online at www.twa.com or call your travel professional or TWA at their phone number. One mission, yours. And a beautiful, probably a 767 if I had to guess. And then that's just kind of their disclaimer about their #1 on-time performance in 1999. And there's a table of contents, important numbers to call in case you have any questions, and a little symbol key there at the bottom. So if you're just looking to see how the symbols read out. And just kind of flip through here, we do have a destination map in here again. Passenger information, you've seen that at this point. And then here are the destination maps. You can see there's Sioux Falls, and then there's Mexico and the Caribbean, along with Europe and the Middle East. You can see they did have Dubai on there, which is kind of interesting. And just seeing, looks like they flew to Casablanca and Marrakech, I think is how you say it. I probably didn't say that right, but you can see it right there just under Casablanca. And just some other fun little route maps there. And here's the timetable stuff, of course. This is kind of typical stuff you expect from TWA. I looked through the flight itineraries, and I did see that all of them were DC-9, so that I won't bore you guys with again. Because I feel like I've done enough just to kind of show what the process is like. So I'll go and find Sioux Falls again, just so I can show you just the flight numbers. Which is back over here on, I believe, this is page 101. So here we are. So try to find St. Louis here, which is right here. So you can see the 3 daily services again, 565, 562, and 400. And then on the back, we got some fun little advertisements again. You can see the flight itineraries here on the back. This is their Trans-States Airlines stuff again. And then international ticket offices and Ambassadors Club locations. #1 on time in 1999. What good is next flight out if it isn't on time? So just some more stuff there on their on-time performance and a little TWA cargo stuff. Your #1 choice for NFO. Buy coach, fly first. Just ask for first up when you book your next flight. So I guess you could get a pretty good upgrade to first class at a pretty decent price. Moving on to our next timetable, we have a September 13th, 1992 TWA timetable, which does include a Trans World Express service. So we do have an older TWA style on here. I love the repeated TWA logos. TWA Getaway Vacations Great Savings. Call today. Vacation packages to a number of destinations around the world. 1-800-GETAWAY. And there's the back cover, which we'll look at in just a moment. I picked this because Sioux Falls was not on the route map after October of 1992. So they discontinued service right at that time due to their bankruptcy that they were just about to enter. I think they actually already entered it by the time that this route map was printed. I think it was January of 92 when they filed for their first bankruptcy. Their second one came not long after, but they would return around 1995 or so. So again, I'll flip it open. You can see there a little advertisement. Now, seniors can choose to save with TWA's Senior Travel Pack. So there is the route map in there, and you also have a European stuff down there. Trans World Express routes, again, feel free to pause through both of them if you wish to do so. And just kind of flip through the timetable stuff, but again, general passenger information, I feel like I'm obligated to show you that, even though you kind of know what that is, and it's way too wordy for me to go through within a reasonable amount of time. So I'll go ahead and flip back to the Sioux Falls stuff again, just to kind of show you everything that they operated here. But I did check through them again. It's all DC-9, so I think you expected that at this point. I've talked about it so much. What's interesting is that there is a Sioux City to Sioux Falls service, but there's not one the other way around. So you see it there, Flight 585 on the Sioux City section, and then for the Sioux Falls section, if I pan down to the St. Louis section, you'll see the 648 right there with that one stop. So that's that continuation of that Sioux City service. And I believe, I'll flip back to the route map again just so I have that for reference, because we did also have direct service to Moline, which is the Quad Cities in eastern Iowa and western Illinois. So if I find those here, it should be down over here, right at the bottom of this first section. You can see it there, Flight 648, which is that continuation, I guess, that Moline. So that wasn't the Sioux City stuff, that was the Moline service. And otherwise, everything else is just about the same. So flight itineraries, I won't show you that right now. And then we have some more advertisements. Ship fresh to you every day. TWA Next Flight Out Pack. Whether it's a bagel or microchip, TWA can get it out to you the same day. Next Flight Out Small Package Service. And then some more terminal maps under here. There's some sales agents information, all that fun stuff. And then here's a little doohickey here with the terminal maps. So you see the flight center over there, and also the National Sundrome, the former National Sundrome, I should say. It looks like they installed an ambassador clubs in there. Also Lambert Airport again. Nothing's really changed there all that much. Their travel professional stuff. And you see the number there to call, and lovely TWA logo. Great Vacation Bargains now on sale. So there's all the fun stuff there. Next time, fly first class or ambassador class on us. So there's the fun stuff there, and a beautiful TWA Twin Stripes logo. Next up on the list, we have another TWA timetable, this one October 26th of 1986. I chose this timetable because this date is actually quite significant, as that is when TWA and Ozark officially merged. Ozark ceased operations on this exact day, so I figured I would choose it, and sure enough, when I opened this timetable for the very first time, Sioux Falls is right on the route map, and there you can see it there. Some interesting services too, as there was service to Des Moines, and also looks like direct to St. Louis, so just kind of checking that real quick just to make sure, and there is indeed direct St. Louis service, so no Moline service, that came a little later. You'll see their express routes again, and just some other fun little details. The Sun is a bargain if you know where to shop, and there's this reservations agent there. I'm not sure if she's still around. Hopefully she had a great time at TWA, so I'm sure if she is fortunate enough to be watching this video, I'd like to hear about your experience with TWA. That'd be quite memorable, I'm sure. Some fun stuff right there. Today's TWA, find out how good we really are. Now, when I did look through this, I did not see anything about the Ozark merger, so that must have not been mentioned in the timetable. Maybe at least not in this one, maybe in a later one they may have mentioned it, but I could not find anything about the Ozark merger in here, so I did find that kind of surprising. I was expecting some sort of announcement regarding that on the timetable. No flight itineraries in this timetable, but you can see here the Des Moines service, which is just right here, this one little flight there, Flight 534, and then also to St. Louis, which is actually on the next page, if I can find it here. It is right here. And what's kind of surprising is that there are 4 flights. So one of them looks like it's a stoppage, so probably the Des Moines stuff, if I'm not mistaken, because 534, that looks familiar. Yep, that's the same flight number, so just a continuation, I'm guessing, because it probably may have gone from Des Moines to Sioux Falls and then eventually on to St. Louis, which actually seems kind of inefficient. You'd think they would do Des Moines to St. Louis, but I can check that again just to be sure. Okay, yeah, so there is a Des Moines to St. Louis service on the route map right there, so you can see it there. Just some fun little detail, of course. Domestic reservations, all that stuff, international reservations, and then on the back, just got a little calendar and then the TWA logo right here. So you can see the November, December. Kind of surprised they didn't include an October one, but I guess it was late in the month, so they're just like, nah, whatever. And now we move on to some of the older stuff. I've been really excited about these older timetables, but the first one that we have here is an Ozark Airlines timetable. This one is from October 1st of 1970, and that year is significant because the Costello Terminal opened at the Sioux Falls Regional Airport. Now nonstop between Chicago and Des Moines. See the center spread, which I did try looking through this. I couldn't find a route map in this one, so they must have not printed one during this time, but just some stuff here about information about how to read the timetable and all that fun stuff, so yeah. And there's a little advertisement for Hertz on here as well, and just some other information. There is somebody's address on there. I didn't want to show that in case that person is still living there or if there's somebody still living there. Yeah, so you can see the Ozark stuff. They have unique advertisements for different services that they had on there. I can flip to the one that Sioux Falls is featured in. They don't say anything about Sioux Falls, which I found a little disappointing, to be honest, but they did mention something pretty cool in here, so if I can find that, that'd be fantastic. 6 nonstop jets daily between Tulsa and Dallas-Fort Worth. And back over here, Sioux Falls, you can see, here we are right here. And you can see all the 900 series, which are all DC-9 jets. The other numbers, which are 7 and 800, those are FH-227 turboprop planes. St. Louis, you can see there, Sioux City, Iowa, all jets. So this is all jets from the 70s. Pretty cool stuff right there. Just kind of going through that quickly because there isn't anything else too exciting. But this one I'm really excited about because we have the Ozark Ready Ref timetable effective April 24th, 1966 through June 30th of that same year. And this is significant because the Ozark DC-9 jets would begin service in July of that year. And actually, what's really interesting is that Sioux Falls was on one of the first flights for DC-9 jets, which is quite interesting. Soon to serve you, Ozark DC-9 jets by Douglas. And look at that, beautiful 3 swallows there on the tail. No address on the back of this one, thankfully, but there's a really cool thing on the back here. Arrive Ozark, drive Hertz. Reserve a new Hertz Ford Galaxy or other fine car to meet you when you land. Hertz features a special 7-day free wheeling rate. For only $99, you may drive a Ford Galaxy sedan or similar model car all the miles you like for 1 full week and return the car to almost any major city at no extra charge. With Hertz, you have certified service, your assurance of satisfaction from the moment you make your reservation to the minute you return your car. Let Hertz put you in the driver's seat. Love that little advertisement there. I love the little Ford Galaxy they have in there as well. At least I think that's a Ford Galaxy, because if they would mention it, it'd probably be a Ford Galaxy, but I'll ask around. That might be a Ford Galaxy, though. We do have a route map in this one, though, because check that out. Sioux Falls, only direct service was to Sioux City, but you can connect through the rest of the network, as you can see here. New, faster St. Louis, Indianapolis service, and there's a little Martin 404 right there as well. They didn't have too many of those. They didn't last for very long, because I think their F-27s fulfilled that section of the market pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and find Sioux Falls on here. A little advertisement they have on this page is coming soon, a fleet of DC-9 Pure Jets by Douglas to serve you. And here is Sioux Falls back over here. You can see all the different stops, but the one I'm mostly focused on is Sioux City, which is right here. All 700 series, so that means we are on the F-27s. We never got the Martin 404s from what I understand. It was only either F-27s and eventually the DC-9s when those came around. And our last timetable, this one has been my most favorite. I've been looking forward to this. I found some really cool information in this, and I'm super excited to share this with you guys, because Retro FSD is going to get a pretty big upgrade here. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Braniff International timetable from February 1st of 1967. 1967 was significant for Braniff and Sioux Falls, as that this is the year that they ended service, but February around this time, they were still in Sioux Falls, as you can see here. Still operating to Sioux City and Omaha, and along to Minneapolis as well, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, just kind of flipping here, this is another one of those timetables where it opens like this, so it's a little bit hard for me to kind of fold it back in there. But the first page that I just showed you there, that is international quick reference schedules. And I'll just kind of continue flipping back through here, but we do have some, this looks to be starting off in the northeast and then heading south towards Mexico. But you can see there, they list all of the aircraft stuff on top, which is quite fascinating. So you read down on this, just kind of just follow the arrows, basically. It's pretty easy to do. So there's like Tulsa stuff there. I know Red River Aviation is carrying out his Retro Tulsa project. Probably will be a while before he gets to this stuff, but I have helped him out with some research on this stuff, especially for the older stuff. But what I am interested in, though, is the Sioux Falls stuff, because while I've said that Braniff has operated the DC-3, DC-6, Convair 240, and later on around this time, the BAC-111, but at one point in 1967, Braniff did send the Lockheed L-188 Electra. So you can see Sioux Falls, the second city listed down there, and there you see it, the Electra 2 on flight 341 lines up with this perfectly. I'm very happy about this. So I will need to get a Jelly Bean Electra because I don't think the El Dorado one would help me out that much, so I will need to find a Jelly Bean Electra at some point. But I'm very happy with that El Dorado one nonetheless. And then checking this one again, you can see here, nothing too much over here, but you see another Electra service arriving at 1:01 p.m. it looks like. And then over here, nothing else on here really. Looks like you do have a Convair service, so it looks like they still hung on to those. I don't think those ever got the Jelly Bean livery. Those stayed in the El Dorado. So it is possible we may have gotten an El Dorado liveried Electra from time to time, but I think predominantly it was the Jelly Bean livery. And you can see there the Jet 111s on here once again, so we did get those, and you can see some more services right there. You can see some stuff that jumps down to Sioux City and all those fun places. And then this is the northbound section, so all the cities are now just flipped. And you can see here this one is another Electra service, and everything just kind of flips back the other direction. So yeah, we did get Electra 2s for a time period as well, which I find quite fascinating. And then there's some cargo schedules heading towards the back, and then also some one-way fare stuff. International schedules as well. You can see like DC-8s and some other fun stuff on here. 727s, some other cool little details there if you're interested. And then some ticket office telephone numbers and all that fun stuff. And then on the back you can just see here new low fares to South America and also some Penangra. I can never say that right. But this is just like stuff towards the South American region. Just some services that they had down there. And there's a lovely Braniff International titles. And that is all of the timetables for you guys. I am running out of breath. Like, I mean, if you could probably tell, my voice is starting to get a little iffy, but don't worry, I've been able to hang on for this entire video. But yeah, doing these timetable videos is kind of fun, and I know there's not much engagement on these timetable videos, so if you're looking to provide suggestions on how I can make this a little more engaging, please let me know. But I've been told that timetable videos are not necessarily the most engaging type of content in the world, and I get that. Timetables are not necessarily super fascinating to a wide group of people, but I'm still doing these timetable videos because it is quite fascinating to me nonetheless. So that will do it. So 11 timetables again, growing the timetable fleet. So that means I am officially kicking off a timetable collection series, and I'll continue to do these videos as I get more timetables in. I'm not going to do one for every single order I make, because there will be times where I may only order, say, 1 or 2 timetables. I'd like to do videos where I have, say 10 or more timetables in a single video, just so there's plenty of content for me to go through. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. If you stuck around, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.